Time you want. Please welcome former Governor Mike Huckabee. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Now, why are you not running for president? I know you don't have a maid.
No, you know, I think it was that I was anticipating being on this show, and I knew that if I would run for president, you would probably ask very different questions. So,
it would be different, but...
No, I think there was a couple of things. First of all, a lot of it was personal and spiritual. I mean, it's hard to describe that. If people aren't believers, they don't get it. But for me, there was not that sort of inner peace that said, go for it. And,
but you had it last time.
Yeah, I did. And last time, it didn't make sense. Okay. This time, it makes sense, and I'm not doing it. Go figure. I don't know.
So what's different? Is the climate different now?
The climate is toxic. It's a terrible environment. And unfortunately, I don't think politics is any more about solving problems and trying to come up with ideas. It's about let's win and let's beat the other guy. And to heck with the American people. You're looking at situations now where we're not really dealing with things that solve people's problems. And it's very frustrating.
Now, you mentioned you had a reality show idea for the Republicans.
Well, see, I think this whole primary thing is ridiculous. Yeah. It's obscenely expensive. It costs a whole lot of money. It lasts too long, and it's vicious. So here's the idea. Forget the primaries. We do a political version of American Idol and combine it with the Great Race. And what happens is everybody that wants to be president comes to an audition, and over the course of several weeks, they get voted off by the American people until you have a couple of votes left. But, as they say on TV the other day, but wait, there's more.
Yeah.
With the ad sales on that show will get us out of the national debt.
Really?
So,
and assuming people will watch it.
Oh, they'll watch that.
Now, you mentioned the climate is toxic, but now you're part of that 24-hour news cycle.
Well, I have, you know, the Huckabee Report on radio, 600 stations, and I do the Fox show on weekends. But I do try to be civil. I mean, I take positions, and I have fun at sometimes the expense of politicians that I know and like.
Well, see, that's one thing that I must say I was very surprised at, and is when you went after Obama on this Kenya thing. And I said, that doesn't sound like the Mike Huckabee I know.
Yeah,
because I said to myself,
okay,
is he trying to, is this something he has to do to appeal to this? Because I've always known you to be a very fair guy. We don't necessarily have to agree on things, but I always know you. And I thought this thing, you weren't born here, and well, not the one born here, but didn't grow up here. Explain those.
Well, first of all, it was at the end of a long day. I'd been doing about 20 interviews that day for a book tour. And, you know, I knew he was not born in Kenya, and I knew he wasn't raised in Kenya. I knew his grandfather and father were there. And my whole point in the greater context was to say that all of us, whether it was Barack Obama or Jack Black or me, all of us are influenced by the way we grew up and where we grew up. Just like I was influenced by growing up in South Arkansas. A lot of people made fun of me 4 years ago when I ran for president because I talked about the fact that when I was a college freshman, we'd go squirrel hunting and we'd fry the squirrels in popcorn poppers in our dorm rooms. And must not be very many Southerners here who understand what a great, wonderful delicacy that is.
Delicious.
Lovely. And my point was not, anyway, as soon as I said the thing in this radio interview, it was a radio interview, one station, and I knew it was wrong, and the next day I came out, I said, that was wrong, it was, you know, not what I intended to say, and he wasn't born in Kenya, and I went through this whole thing. But the problem is in politics today, now that becomes a whole new narrative. I mean, Barack Obama, you may remember 4 years ago, said something about that he had been to all 57 states. Well, I wondered that maybe there's some I'm missing. I didn't know about that.
Well, we did jokes about that.
Of course you do. And that's fine to make jokes. But when it then becomes a legitimate political point, when a person has already said, no, I made a mistake, I screwed up, that's not what I intended to say, and no, I don't believe he was born in Kenya.
What did you make of this whole birther thing?
That was ridiculous. I've never doubted that Barack Obama was born in the United States. I think also it's ridiculous to talk about him that he's a Muslim. I think, take him at his word. Born in America, Christian, you know, I just think all that's crazy. And it's not, again, dealing with the issues